So we're going to be working with APIs. APIs are basically data from another website that we can use on our website or our application or whatever. So first off, go to Foursquare.com. This is for our locations. You're going to want to sign up for this. You can use it any way you want. I typically default to just email. Okay, so make sure that you confirm your email and then you're going to want to log in. Once you're logged in, it will bring you to this. Next, you're going to go to developer.foursquare.com, and this is what's going to show up. So what we can do is just go to Overview, and we're going to kind of skip a lot of things and just jump right into the Explorer here. And it's going to jump. It's probably going to ask you for OAuth token and all that. That's fine. You can say accept, but we're not going to be using that one. We're going to be using more power. We're going to try out the console from APIG. And this is going to open up. What you're not going to see is Foursquare authenticated user. So click on OAuth, and then it's going to ask you this, and then just go ahead and sign in with Foursquare. And it's going to ask, it's going to take you to Foursquare, and then you just confirm it and all that. Basically, it's getting you an OAuth token, which if we send, as soon as you do it, we send this response. It's going to say bad request. That's okay, but we have this OAuth token here now. So I'm just going to copy this whole thing right here, and I'm going to go into Komodo Edit. I made this new Python file, foursquare.py, just saved it on my desktop, as you see there. You could do it in TextEdit, you could do it in a lot of things, but anyways. So first off, we're going to import urllib2, and then we're going to paste that thing in here, and we can get rid of git and HTTP. Now we need the full Foursquare URL, so let's just grab this whole thing here and delete where it overlaps, and that's going to be at version 2, so we can just delete that, and that's our full URL with the OAuth token where it's kind of left out here. Cool. So now we have a way to kind of get information, but if you notice, it said missing values required or missing required values, and that's longitude and latitude. So I already found one for Newport Beach, and I'm just going to put it in 33.6167 and negative 117.8975. You can Google how to find longitude and latitude. We'll cover it later when we get into the Google API. And then if we do a quick send, now we should get a 200, and we do. And if you look at everything there, it shows venues and all that. So what we're going to do is it added this new one right here. We're just going to copy that whole thing and put that in between intent and make sure it's before that ampersand, because that's saying and longitude and latitude. Cool. Now we have this long URL. So URL equals, and we'll put that in it. Make sure you get the whole thing. All right, and now we're going to use URL lib open, so we'll call it object URL lib2.url open, and we'll open the URL. All right, so let's copy this stuff, and we're going to go into our terminal now. So make sure that you're in Python, and then let's paste it. And if we type out object, this is what we get. That's not great. And that's because it's a JSON object. If we go back in here, we'll see application content type is JSON. And to open JSON, it's a little bit trickier than just URL lib. So if we do import JSON, then we can do data equals JSON.load, and then we object, and let's print data. All right, let's copy everything again, go back into the terminal. I'm going to clear it out, paste everything, and press enter. Wow, now we get all this weird stuff. So if we scroll back near the top, we should start seeing things that we're familiar with, like, Marina, Newport Beach, phone number, stuff like that. So the format isn't pretty. So if we go back in here, it's just basically like this, but without it being formatted. So if we want to format it, what you can do is you can grab this and just scroll all the way up, It's probably pretty long. Just kind of showing you how you can format it, and then copy it. It's from the one bracket to the other, and then we can go into this thing called JSON formatter. I use this from time to time just to make sure that my JSON data is clean, and then you just hit process. It's going to load it. Might take a second or so, and then down below it's going to actually show the results. I mean, you can kind of ignore these errors, but if you look at this, it's the same as what we saw in the API console here. Of course, if you're using the API console, you don't have to go and do JSON formatting, but in other places where they don't have a console like this, you might find it useful. Okay, so cool. Now, how do we get this information a little bit cleaner? And it's actually pretty easy. So notice how response and venues are together underneath another dictionary. So if we do data and then do response, it's going to give us back our response. So it's actually shorter. It's kind of hard to tell in that format. So let's do data, response, and then venues. And also still kind of hard to tell. So let's do a for loop so we can iterate maybe just through the name. So for ABC in data, response, venues. Oops. Want to make sure you put that colon there. And then print ABC, let's say name. And there we go. Now we have all these names. It's a lot cleaner, a lot easier to work with, a lot easier to read. And it has just a variety of different places, you know. Camp James, that's a place. Newport Auto Center is a place. The Irvine Marketplace or Irvine Park, you know, all this different stuff. These things are around Newport. They aren't perfectly in Newport, but that's okay. Enterprise, rent a car, you know, some of, let's see, I thought I saw a restaurant here. Yeah, so Starbucks, Sol Cucina, that's a restaurant. So it has a variety of different things, which is pretty cool. And let's just save what we did in Komodo Edit. We went to for ABC in data, response, and then venues. And then we printed ABC name. Now, of course, we can print some other things because we had phone. So let's try print ABC phone. And now we can just copy this and paste that in there. Of course, it'd be nice if that's how it worked, but it's not. So what we need to do is just do print data. And let's look to see where the phone is. If we find one, let's see. So that might take too long. So let's jump back into the Chrome and let's scroll up contact. I see contact. So maybe it's under contact, and it is contact and phone. Because the way it works is it's going to be not always perfect exactly the way we want it and organized. They organize it their own way. In this case, they have a whole new dictionary called contact and then phone and even a formatted phone. So this won't work, but if we do try and then move phone up into this, this will not show the error anymore because after we try, it passes it if it's not there. But we can try contact and then phone. Let's copy that and into our terminal we go. And there, now we see some phone numbers. Some of them don't have it, some of them do. You can also check out what else is in there. So contact, that one has phone and formatted phone. Let's see if there's like something like Twitter or something like that. So if we keep scrolling down, contact phone. So this might take a while. So instead of doing that, we're just going to just try it out. So let's copy this and try Twitter. Now, I already know that there's actually our Twitter accounts listed. So if you scroll up, it might be easier if we do print Twitter equals, and then add that. Twitter equals Subway, Twitter equals AutoNation, Twitter equals Starbucks. So it actually does show that, and it does work pretty nicely for us. So There's all types of things. Like if you go back in here, there's location, there's latitude, longitude. So let's just show you in action. Location, and then we'll do like city. And I'll put city equals to, might as well put this on phone number as well. We need to put a plus there. We copy that, paste it in, and now we see phone, city, phone, city, phone, city, Twitter, city, phone. Pretty cool. It can be very useful, clearly, as we want to use this data for our website. And of course, it doesn't have to just be in Newport Beach like I did with this stuff. So we can start getting it a little bit smarter and understanding things a little bit more. So we will do that in the next one.